everyone, so this video review is for Noble Heart by Jody Klaire, which is part of the Above and Beyond series. If you want to check out my review, I have just posted that, so if you're on YouTube there's a link in the description below, and if you're on Facebook or on the blog then there is a link within the post. And this is the video review. So, Noble Heart by Jody Klaire. This one was an emotional adventure again. So, back with Erin undercover. She's with Frey and Renee again, and they're there to free those being held that relate to 3 generations of one family. And this operation is going to take a lot of work to maintain, to cover their identities and deal with emotional situations that literally is testing every one of their limits, but especially Erin's. I absolutely adore this series. Erin is a complex character, yet so simple, and I love that. It's such a dynamic way to be, and it's amazing. So I love that no matter what they are doing or going through as a team, even individually, they go through so much, and every time Erin is just so kind, so caring, and gives. She's a real giver, and can always be relied on, even when, you know, she really hasn't got anything left to give. She's still trying, and I love that. I absolutely love that. And as a series, the Above and Beyond series, it's a great series, and Noble Heart was no exception to that rule. It built in perfectly with the rest of them, and it's just wonderfully deep and meaningful, and each and every story carries a moral and a reason and something for you to learn from it. And this one was as good as all the other stories have been so far. So although this is part of a series, I like how you can read them alone. You do get enough background to understand what's going on there, their individual situations, but they do interlink and go together. And one thing I will sort of recommend is that you really would benefit from reading the rest of the series before you read this book, but you don't have to, and that's the nice thing. You can pick it up, dive in, but to really understand the characters and their connections and get that bigger picture whilst reading this, definitely read the series in order. But there were a lot of darker themes running through this one, and it's a great adventure. The team have to encounter some pretty dangerous and nasty people, which they have done before, but each time they seem to get worse. They seem to be even more evil, and they do very unkind things, but the whole team always handle everything so well, and everything that's covered is done with sensitivity and in a way that really builds this emotional character with every single character involved. So not just the team, not just Erin, Frey and Renee, there's everyone. As soon as you start getting a bit about their story, you build this emotional connection, whether it's a strong emotional connection that you sort of empathize with their situation, and that you want to, you want them to succeed, or whether it's you're thinking you really are a piece of work and I am getting a sense of why, and I understand you. I don't necessarily like you, but I understand you. And I love that Jody explores all these different angles with every character involved. But Renee and Aaron, they were further exploring their feelings for one another, and it added that extra complication to this adventure and mission. So who doesn't like a complicated situation with some emotions and feelings thrown in between 2 main characters? Erin was really feeling emotionally challenged already by everything they had to do, and then had all this on top with Renee. So how she got through some of those experiences, I'll never know. She's one tough cookie. The underlying uncertainty that then, surrounded where things were going with Renee, it just offered a little bit of light relief in those heavy situations, and another emotional level to connect on the characters with. Because you just know that even though they seem to be doing things that are pretty superhuman, they are still as vulnerable as everybody else. So I absolutely love that about it as well. But the plot in this story is so intricately weaved between the characters, the scenes. It's just so clever. Jodie always does a really, really clever story, and I had no idea what was going to happen. I couldn't even predict it. And I know these characters, and I know their stories and backgrounds, and I had to hold my breath several times because I really thought they were compromised, and they were left in tricky situations that I was pretty certain, you know, come on, oh, how they get out of these things, I will never know. But I was not prepared for the end. I was so not prepared for the end, and it was worth it all in the outcome. So I really enjoyed it. It's such a great story, and I know you will too. I'll pop a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy of Noble Heart by Jody Klaire, which I really hope you will. If you've read Noble Heart, would love to know what you thought of it. So please do comment, please do get involved and let us know. If you haven't read it yet, but you're planning to read it, or you're now really super intrigued and thinking, yes, I want to read that, it's on my to be read list, I haven't done it yet. It would be great to know that you're interested in reading it. And if you do read it, I hope you have a great time being on the adventure with them. Bye.